Vikas. I'm really excited to be having this celebratory chat now that you posted your 50th video. Tell me a little bit about your journey. How has it been so far?
Well, first of all, I would like to thank my viewers for all the love and appreciation that they've shown to me, because of which I had the motivation to upload my 50th video. So it was really, when I started out on the channel, I had some concepts in mind that this is where children need help. And I thought that I would upload probably 10 or 15 videos and that would be it. But because of the love and appreciation of the viewers, I've got this far.
That's wonderful. So tell me a little bit more about your teaching journey. How did you get into teaching?
Well, it all started soon after my college days that one of my neighbors, his son was in the 10th grade and he needed some help. So he asked me that if I could teach him in my free time. And I agreed to that. And it was not only his son, then after that, a couple of his friends joined. So I started teaching three of them. And that's how I started. Then I also started teaching in a college once. I was teaching MBA students. And then there I found that people were not really clear with math concepts, and then I thought that it is better that if I clear it right from the very basics, and that's when I got back to younger children.
That's really quite fascinating. A lot of people don't have that sort of motivation. But I am really curious. Your name, Exponent to Success, seems like a very grown up name. Tell me the rationale behind that.
Well, to tell you very frankly, I was always intrigued by graphs, and whenever I saw the graph of an exponential function, it really fascinated me because it starts from zero and keeps moving along zero, and then it suddenly starts rising and rises so high in such a short period of time. So that is what is really fascinating about exponential functions. Okay, let me explain it to you with the help of an example. If I were to ask you how strong is your base in mathematics on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say?
Maybe seven?
Okay. And if you were to add an exponent to it yourself, what would you do? It would be 2.
Maybe, yeah.
So it becomes 7 raised to the power 2, which gives you the number 49. 7 multiplied by itself gives you 49. Now, what this channel does is I'm explaining the concepts of math. So it makes your base stronger. So let's say you move from a number 7 to number 8. And exponent to success, it also, the tagline says that it adds an exponent to your learning curve. So from number 2, it goes to number 3. And it becomes 8 to the power 3 now, which is 512. So imagine you have jumped your learning curve level from a number 49 to the number 512. How fast that is.
That is fascinating. And that is some really strong positioning for your channel there. So tell me, why did you start a channel?
Well, I realized that, my son was growing up and he was going to a school where there were about 40, 50 other children in his class. And I thought he was not understanding some concepts. And the problem with those concepts were that he was studying with 40 to 50 other children. So, when a child has a doubt, he asks the teacher. That's the normal system, that a child has to ask the teacher. But because of some reason, sometimes the nature of a child is such that he feels shy to ask. And even if he asks, he's scared about the fact that what if I ask a silly question and my friends start rebuking me? Or he's scared of the fact that if I ask a silly question and the teacher scolds me that you don't even know this much, so that fear of rejection or that fear of reprimand is there, because of which he's scared of asking the questions at
Hmm.
school. So this is what motivated me to start this channel, that they can watch videos, they can ask me questions without any hassles as such. They can just leave it in the comments as anonymous, and I can reply to them, get their doubts cleared.
That is really quite interesting. So you have actually laid out there all the advantages of doing a video. So tell me, when you're actually doing videos, how do you do the videos? Like what is your way? What is Vikas's way? Or the exponent to success way?
See, what I believe is that mathematics is a subject that you can't understand unless you understand the logic behind it. So I always say that everything that is done, it is done for a reason. So there's always a why is it done rather than how is it done.
Hmm.
And exponent to success, it shows you the why before the how. Like instead of saying how it is done, a lot of channels you will see, a lot of teachers you will see who will only explain how it is done. But if you don't understand that why is it done, you'll never understand it. So it's a simple thing that, for example, if I ask you, what is the sum of all angles in a triangle?
180 degrees.
And why is it 180 degrees? See, I stumped you there. So that's what happens. It is 180 degrees. Everybody knows that. But why is it 180 degrees? Nobody knows that. So
Why
that
is it 180 degrees?
Okay, so that is a good question. Now, what you see is that if you cut off two angles of a triangle and you line up with the third angle, you will see that it forms a straight line. And that's how it is 180 degrees. So there's always a why behind the how. Now, if you know the why, you will never forget it in your life. And that's what Exponent to Success Way is. That it teaches you the why before the how. And if you look at my videos, I show you the proof for everything. So it is not how it is done. I don't focus so much on examples, but I focus more on the derivation part, the proof. Why is it needed?
That is very interesting. That is very interesting. So, if students were to come and follow your channel, like what would you say that they would get out of it?
I would say that the best is that a lot of students that I see these days, they have a fear of mathematics. It starts somewhere in year six or grade six when the concept of integers and fractions and decimals they are introduced. They start losing interest in mathematics, and it is that fear which continues for long, and they find it even difficult to complete their high school with the mathematics being as one of their subjects. So what I would want to achieve out of this channel is that that fear of math should be eliminated.
Hmm.
So my vision, it has two motives. One is to get rid of the fear of math in the child's mind, and the second is to make him fall in love with math.
Like that is a real math lover talking.
And I would also say, see, the best part about the channel is that it is not only that you are watching videos, you can even send me a request. I can make videos according to my whims and fancies, what I want. But suppose there is a concept that you are lacking in. Why don't you just send me a request in the comment section of any of the videos? I read all my comments, I answer all my comments, and if there is a request to make a video on one particular concept, I'll make it. Even if it makes one of my subscribers happy, I'm happy to make a video for him.
That is real commitment. That is real commitment. So tell me, you've done 50 videos. What comes next?
Well, today is a very big day for me. And today is a big day because I have made 50 videos on YouTube. I never imagined that I would get this far because when I started out with this channel, I had the purpose of making only 10 to 15 videos. But it is only because of the love and appreciation of my students that I'm getting that I have been able to do 50 videos. But if I think about it now, I have got so many things in my mind. I've got the whole world open, and I think I can make 1,000 videos or maybe even more on all concepts of mathematics. So the world is open, the sky is the limit. But obviously, I'm looking at small steps. So the next big step that I'm looking at to upload 100 videos. And that is what I want to suggest to my viewers, that if they have come to this channel, they should subscribe to it because it will benefit them. And if they like any video, just share it with your friends and let's grow this channel together as a community.
That is fantastic. That is really fantastic. And I wish you all the best as you're looking to add more content. And I wish all the very best to your students and your viewers as they develop their love for math.
Thank you so much, Pooja.
Well, thank you. It was very nice to talk to you, and all the best.
Thank you so much. Bye.